How's it going? We've been blocked on now 4 of the last 5 shows we've tried to do these last 2 days on Facebook. So we're about to go to YouTube, and we're going to have an open mic, pull in people from the audience. If you want to come into onto the screen, Sasha, you're welcome. We're going to do the same thing we did the other day. We had a no show. Hang on a second. Okay, so we're in YouTube. We're in YouTube now, and I'm gonna put the link on my page. We're gonna have a open mic. Audience come into the studio session on YouTube. So what you need to do is, if you want to come on to the screen, hang on, let me get this right. If you want to come on the screen and have a sit down, then you'll have to get the Zoom link off the post announcement, which is on my page. All right, so I'm going to put the YouTube link on my page now. Let me just type in something. Can we do karaoke if you want to? All right, let's see. Impromptu open mic on YouTube now. And if you want to come on the screen and talk, hit the Zoom link in the post below. If you want to watch, click this YouTube link. All right, almost there. Okay. So anyway, for those of you who are just getting here, we've not been allowed to go on to Facebook again. So this is 4 out of the last 5 shows. So I'm doing this live right now to let everybody know we're over in YouTube. The link I just put on my page, and I'm now going to put it on the SoulogyOneStudios page and in the Soulogy group. We're going to have an open mic, so anybody that wants to come in, we'll try to work you in and get you on. We'll just talk about what's going on. Let me just get this posted. Okay, so, all right. So anyone that's just walked in the door, we are going to have an open mic for the next 45 minutes before Courtney Beck comes for the next show. If you want to participate in the open mic, click the Zoom link. This would be if you want to come on the screen. Let me find that link. Okay, so I'm going to put the link. Copy link address. I'm going to put the link for Zoom in the comments. Okay, paste. All right, Zoom link. Okay, so there's the Zoom link. It's also on the original announcement. All right, so I'm at 35 people here. You guys are welcome to come on over to YouTube. There's 10 people in there now. Hello, Bruce. Hello, Victor. Hello, Doreen. And Doreen, thank you so much for your continued love and support and contributions, and everybody else. Okay, so we're going to head over to YouTube, SoulogyOneStudios. The link is on my page. If you want to come onto the screen and have a discussion, then you're more than welcome to click the Zoom link, and then you can come into the Zoom room and go to the Zoom chat and let me know you want to come on screen. I'm going to pull up Michael Van Patten to get the show started. Okay. All right. And anyone else in the Zoom room, Jen or Paul, if you want to come on, just let me know. Okay. Michael?
Hey.
Okay, we're good. Okay, so I'm gonna I'm going to shut this one down. We're over on YouTube, open mic, bringing in people on the screen from the audience. We're going to have a chit chat. See you over there, hopefully. All right. Hey, Michael, what's up?
Hey, Todd.
What's happening? Yeah, I was just thinking after this show I was going to give you a call, and then here we are. Mm-hmm.
Here we are. I'm out in the backyard trying to get this phone to balance.
Yeah.
Which is the perfect metaphor. Balance.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you happen to catch the show this morning with Duncan Alexander?
I was just listening to it. I got all the way to the end, and when he started doing the meditation, I was like, okay, I'm going to pause this and do it when I'm available.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really good conversation. Just to be always, just being open and raw, vulnerable.
Yeah.
Real. And wow, Todd. A lot of purging, huh?
Yeah. You should have been with me the last 2 hours sitting on the beach with Morgan. That was amazing.
That's good.
Like Duncan said, when the trigger, the shadow's exposed, or whatever you want to call it, the conditioning or the loop, then comes the gold. Hello, Bruce Fischetti. He's one of our friends from YouTube. So good to have you here 2 days in a row. Victor McKeshny, Doreen Kinney, who I said earlier. There's always, Doreen sends her love in the contribution, and the amount doesn't matter. It's beautiful. She's probably even more individual contributions than anybody, and the energy behind it is hugely impactful. Nancy Hodges is here, Renee Abernathy, Yvonne, Mary Gatto, Bella Improviso, Sheila Krishna, David Gagnon's back. He had some interesting comments over the last couple of days. Marie Iverson's here from Sweden. She's very consistent. Who else we got? Amanda Summer, Eve Alta, Tom Bear. Tom Bear, you should come on. Jane House, Ljiljana Letic, and Morgan H. So, who's here? Jed? What's going on, Jed? Good to see you again. Yeah, we had a good show the other day, impromptu with Jed and Marianne Savino and what was her name? I kept mispronouncing the other one.
Shanine?
No. No, I mispronounced that one for a few weeks. Hello, Deborah Riccio. Linnea from Australia. Yeah. Thank you, Jed. Yeah. So let's see if we can get some new faces on here. And Jed, I'd love to do a show with you if you're interested in doing one together. Please contact Morgan. Thank you.
I feel like Jed was just on the last open mic. That's right, he was.
He was. I was just telling him, I would let him know now that if he wants to do a show, let's do it. Is Morgan hiding in the wings? Oh, Morgan contacted him already. I said, no, that's what happens. Bruce Fischetti says, Morgan hiding in the wings. Morgan isn't, this is the way it works. I'll bring Sasha. So, Morgan says, Todd, you're good talking in front of a bunch of people, but you're not good talking to people one-on-one, and vice versa. so that's cool.
No, I don't. That's not true. Yeah, every single conversation is one-on-one. Well, don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself.
Yeah, no, I think it's more like the setting it up and the contacting and talking to people. Yeah, I'm going to bring up Sasha. She tried to come on the last open mic, and
yeah.
And I actually seen some stuff Sasha's written lately. It's actually really good. You haven't seen it in a while either. Let me turn you on your mic and see if you're working. See if you're working today. You working?
Hi, can you hear me?
Oh my God.
Sasha. Hi.
How are we today, beautiful ones?
Yeah. So let me just repeat this one more time, then we'll get into discussion. We've got about, how much time do we have? I've lost all concept of everything. Oh, we actually have an hour and 8 minutes. Okay. So, and Courtney Beck's coming on. Hey, Sasha, how you doing? Long time no see. I still haven't opened your messages. I got thousands.
I
I
know
know.
you have.
I'm gonna
Tried
listen to it. I'm going to
Right.
though. I mean it. Let me just say this one more time. So we're on YouTube, and we're having an open mic, which just means we're going to bring up anyone from the audience. We'd like to see some new faces. We had a really nice one the other day. Everything worked out great. Except Sasha's mic wasn't working. So I just want everyone to know that if you want to come on, go to the Zoom link that's on a post about 3 posts down announcing the show that didn't happen. I changed the verbiage, and it just says open mic, and click that Zoom link that's in the body of that text, and you can come into the Zoom room, go to the Zoom chat, say, hey, I want to come on. And if you want to watch it, obviously, we're watching it here on YouTube. For some reason, Facebook hasn't let us come on for the 5 last shows. So we had Sasha, I don't know if you saw the show this morning with Duncan. Did you see that?
I was just watching it then. Yeah.
Yes, it was a very powerful show. And being that the topic, and we'll start it, it's good to have the contrast here. I love you both. I love working with you both. It was about the masculine, what's happened with the masculine. And so I'm going to ask you first, Michael. What's your last 48 hours been like?
A lot of really small triggers that normally would just be like, that really just got under my skin. Basically, everything that I was trying to accomplish, I just was hitting a brick wall. I was working on the website, and I was just like, it's just like one. My father has a great expression. You know, whenever you're like stuck on something, it's just, my father's a painter, so his metaphor is just move to a different part of the painting. Yeah. And so I kept doing that. I was like, this didn't work. Okay. I moved over to another section of this. And I think I went through 5 different sections of the website, of the painting, and it wasn't working. And each time I did that, I knew very clearly, it's me.
Yeah.
It's not the technology. It's, it's not anything but me. And I was like, all right, I need to get centered. And I just couldn't do it. I was like, I would pretend, I would act as if, I would do whatever I thought was the right technique or tool, but I still had this really anxious, frenetic energy, and I ended up just walking away. And I went and I spent several hours out in the woods, walking by the lake, and just chilling out. And got some amazing animal medicine. I don't know if I check it out on my Facebook page. It's this fox came walking right up to me.
Yeah, I saw that
like,
video.
This far away. Playfulness and also the trickster and good fortune, good luck, whatever meaning you want to assign to it. I took them all.
You know the etymology of the name Todd is the fox. So,
I did not know that. That's so funny.
Linda Scott says, I've seen so many triggers today. My posts have triggered many. Root is now most definitely working for all. Or rather being triggered and pulled by crown energy. Sasha, you put out a couple of, I can't remember specifically, but you put out a couple of really interesting posts over the last 2-3 days. Can you give us a refresher on what those were?
I think one of them was about love, and
right.
it was about the fact that we're sort of breaking open at the moment, and that we haven't done this before.
Yeah.
We're sort of in these uncharted waters, and we don't know what we're doing because we're not used to this.
Right.
So it's kind of like, I mean, you know, Michael, the trickster is like the perfect animal for that, because what I'm finding is that anything that I've put up in protection for love, of not feeling loved by my family or whatever, that's all been coming up to the forefront for me, and I'm not in control of it. It's like I'm being cracked open to the point where all the pain's coming out, and the fight's coming out, and it's all being laid out in front of me so that I can come back into what actually is at the core of that protection. And that is love, and that is vulnerability, and it is deep sadness. And I think a lot of us are experiencing this sadness right now, this emotional sadness that the glorious Scorpio full moon is giving us the chance to go into the depths of. You know, I mean, Scorpio doesn't tend to do things in halves. And so I think that's been a bit scary for a lot of us, because we're not in control of this wave that seems to be sweeping us up at the moment. And it's a very humbling time. And yeah, personally, I've also struggled, you know, getting out of bed, and the last week actually has been very much, I've been calling myself a walking doona. You know, that's how it's felt.
I know what that is. I learned that from Morgan. That's an Australian term for like a comforter, spiritual comforter.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah, it is. What's the word you use for a doona again? Comforter?
Something like that. Yeah, comforter. That's interesting. Well, you know, God, I can't remember how this all happens, but I think it was yesterday's shows, and maybe even Duncan today. I don't remember, but people they were talking about having a hard time getting out of bed. It was challenging. I remember somebody saying it was challenging to get out of bed. What about this? What about this? You know, I don't want to forget where Michael started. We'll come back to that, and because that's really part of it. I guess what I'm trying to do is connect the dots to where the masculine is positioned and the feminine, because there's been a lot of talk about it over the last few weeks. We all know what happened in previous month in April. A lot of wounded masculine projection and stuff like that. I mean,
I personally, if the only way I can relate to that right now is that my protection that I've built up around not being loved or not feeling cared about, and on the other level for me, there's love coming to me, and I've had to protect myself from it because that's what I've done in the past, but via certain people, you know, family members. It's like I've had two minds, you know. One part, the protector, is going, but that's not right, you know, this has happened and that's happened, and the other part is going, but you actually love them. You know, so I've definitely been warring with these two aspects of myself, and I know that I've had to go into the protector aspect and just be broken open, because at the end of the day, it's the vulnerability. It's like, you know, we're not allowed to be taken through to the next level if we have any of this, even the protection stuff, even that form of control around love. It's not going to work. So this purge is forcing us to go deep, and I didn't expect it to come up with my family, you know, but my family I've separated, has been quite boom, you know, I can feel them. And knocking at my door saying, these are your human heartstrings here. Now what about it? You know.
You know,
and it's intense.
I don't know what word were you using, protection. So I talked about what I experienced to a degree, which was really kind of cool with Duncan today, when I said I vomited And I cried, and he just started laughing. He said, "You got to be kidding me."
Same.
So like Morgan said, "Did you see the relief on his face when you said that?" I said, "Yeah, I had relief too, you know." But then after the show, I went through and I processed, I guess, whatever you want to call it. She held space for me. It was very, very powerful. But she said something. She said something about armor. And I thought, oh my God, that's the perfect word. Because you think of armor like a shield, or like those old knights that wore those big armored suits. So yes, it protects you, but it also keeps you in and insulated and isolated. Does that resonate, Michael? Do you have armor? Are you?
Yeah. I, you know, it's for me. It really is. It's Jason's last talk with Carrie on Samadhi Speaks was talking about this force versus introduction, and what I have been watching and been pristinely aware of how many times during the day I am in that like almost like warrior kind of mode. Like I'm just going to plow through this because I can force it. I can make it happen. I can control it. And it's like, I know better, but it's like it's this unconscious, like almost reptilian kind of way of going at it that, you know, not to say anything bad about it, reptilians or anything, but the force for trying to force it.
Yeah.
And you know, to what Sasha was speaking about with the I think that really for me to sum it all up is everything that is here to remind us how to love is right in our face these days. Meaning everything that we can't control, everything that is a trigger for us, everything that touches that deep wounds is coming up. You know, can you love this? Can you be, if not love, just be neutral, be centered about it, and not have that overly emotional reactivity. You know, so for me, it's I've been watching how many areas I still try to force or push anything, you know. And it's, for me, it's like it's a website. That's it, you know. But that's what, you know, I that's nothing. But I'm like, whoa.
It's a website, but it's also the universe. And if you look at it, the yoni, the yoniverse, the mother creation, and you want to force yourself in there instead of allowing it to, you know. I only got that because I just got a little bird in my ear. But there's two comments that align with what you guys are saying. I have to mention them because they're just so on target. One of them, Neil Devaney, says masculine needs a space held right now. If I've learned anything, which isn't, I'm not saying I've learned much, but there's a masculine inside of each one of us. There's a feminine inside of one of us. It's way beyond the cliches and the adages of, you know, all that stuff. There really is. And well, I think you saw evidence of it today in the talk with Duncan. The only way out's through the heart, and she's the heart, basically. But and then who is it here? Yvonne, our sister down in Tasmania. She said something here that went along the lines of what Sasha wrote. God help me, I can't find it now. But here it is. It's coming out by the roots. The last tendrils of what we've done in the name of what we believed love was. And I remember Sasha's post now, and she said, this is what we thought love, you know, we said it was this, and it's actually that. And it was just like you went down this list, you know, and it was It was accurate. It was very simple and straightforward.
As much as it was accurate, it was unresolved at the end. And I think that was the whole point. It's like, I'm not here to write this and resolve what this is meant to be. You know, I'm just talking about, you know, here we go. Like, this is, the ego is struggling with what this new thing is, because we don't actually understand it. And I don't need to resolve that, because it hasn't been resolved yet, right? We're not there yet. So,
Right.
No, that's the surrender.
Yeah, totally.
Once we think we have it.
And I think literally what's happening now, if we're going to talk about masculine, and we're going to talk about, you know, maybe patriarchal masculine, I'm not sure, but protection being that energy, because, you know, every woman and every man seems to be experiencing this together. It's not just the masculine. As we reveal, as we take the protection off, well, as the protection is being taken off us, what is revealed under that is the hurt that originally started, you know, before we put that protection on. So that's why we're all swimming in this, I don't know, this emotional, I know I've been very emotional energy, because we have to feel it. We have to feel the hurt. And as deep as the hurt is as great as the love is going to be when we come out the other side. And that's probably the only confirmation I have about where we're heading, you know, in this.
I lived a small cycle of that today, well, last night and today, and what Duncan said was exactly right, which we all know that, and we can hear that, but this energy has been particularly intense. But, you know, you're right about the masculine feminine thing, or the physical gender. But the thing is, I think it is that patriarchal masculine. So if it's typically a man, you know, he's trying to force, like Michael was saying, trying to force, control, you know, get in, you know. And then on the other end, it might look like something different. It might look like, you know, in a female incarnation, it might look, because of that conditioning, because of that program, that dependence on that protector, that provider. And that's not going to work in the 5D. Nobody's going to save your ass. And, you know, we all on our own, even if we're in relationships. I mean, it's just the way it is. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah. You know, with my beloved Christina, you know, we've had a number of conversations touching on that lately. You know, that it's touching on the dependency and sovereignty. You know, it's like, I mean, it's no accident that, you know, the two of us are apart now, so that we can want each other but not need each other. And, you know, it's I'm sure that this is playing, I know this is playing out in every other relationship on the planet. You know, it's nobody can fix you, nobody can save you, the guru's dead. You know, it's us, this is all our own responsibility. Creation, hologram, movie, vibration, everything, you know, that we are all collectively feeling these imbalances and these old triggers and wounds. We're feeling them deeply, and I know that it has to be felt before it can be released. Don't wallow in it, but, you know, when, you know, it gets loudest as it's on its way out. That's all. You know, I'm trusting that.
Or you can just vomit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think, can I just say also, I think that our dependence on the story and what we have implemented within our psyches around our story of love, be it, you know, with certain people, that's getting broken down now.
Yeah. So
that's getting taken off. And, you know, it's almost like a punch in the face. It's not fun, right?
No.
But the other thing is that just in relation to what we're starting to swim in, because we're really being asked to now step into what love is. And I think I mentioned it in one of our interviews, Todd, that, you know, when I went in to speak to an Arcturian, that she said, I worked with her up there, and then I said, was I your friend? Am I your friend?
Oh, yeah.
And she said, no. She said, we don't have those sorts of labels here in relation to love. And I feel that that's what's happening now on planet Earth. It's like, as we unravel what love is and we become it, there's going to be this misidentification process that we're going to have to sift through, where it's like, well, hang on a second, I'm with that man, but I don't have a need for him, because a need is only there as a hole that needs to be fulfilled in me. Now, when I am just love, there is no need. So that's back to what you were saying, Michael, about you and your partner, or whatever. I don't know where you guys are at there, but it's sort of like, what is love if I don't have a need for that person? If it's just all encompassing, how do I attach meaning to love if there's no need? To get me? The old relating to love has got to be changed. If it's just all encompassing, we don't have anything to hold on to it with. It's just this big ocean, right?
Yeah. We're writing a new book on that. So
right, exactly.
And we haven't finished. We've only just started the first chapter.
Yes.
I said I love you to Morgan hundreds of times for probably close to 3 years, and I was unaware. It's exactly what you were talking about, Sasha. It was just what I thought it was. The intention was there, but I didn't even know what love was. But if she said it once in a blue moon, you felt it. I said it just fell flat most of the time. But I think that's what you're talking about. We have these things that we do in this way that we act. You know, and I'm going to say this, I see it from a different, I would say, an expanded awareness. I'll own that. On Facebook, I see it in people commenting to each other. I love you, you know, you're my girl, you know, and all this stuff. And I'm talking about not romantic people. I'm talking just friends, right? It's like, you know, the mutual bullshit society or something like that. I don't know. And I don't mean to come down on that, because we're just getting awareness of this now. And that's what kind of makes it tricky, like you were talking about, Sasha. It makes it kind of tricky because there's really not an ill intent there. It's just sifting through what is actually love and what is just the old bullshit programming that was a byproduct of the whole patriarchal deal. You know? It's interesting.
Yeah, well said. Yeah, totally. It's a new navigation, and I mean, when I say I love you, I really mean. I can't do anything in halves. You know, I'm not a bullshit artist. It's just not who I am. So I really mean it. You know, like, I think really personally, when I went into, for example, when I checked in with men that are sexually manipulating women in the background, and there's been some things that have come up, you know, on the media recently, as you know, Todd. I only had love for that individual, and it showed me where I am. And but in that love, there's almost a nothingness of it, because it doesn't seek any more than what it is. It doesn't need any more than what it is. So it's an interesting one to navigate. You know, it's not even attached to desire. It's not even attached to any of these push-pull energies. It just is. So it's, I don't know.
You could. Well, yeah, we're figuring it out. I mean,
yeah,
this is why it's. But you could say love is raw, love is authentic. Like love, you don't really have to say anything. You don't really have to say anything. You don't have to like state the truth of love, and maybe that's the new form of saying I love you. It's just a telepathic energy, vibrational energy space that you hold. I don't know.
For me, love doesn't have a commentary
Yeah.
or a judgment.
Yeah.
You know.
I think also it's really involved in the all oneness and the unity that we are now joining up as, which is we went through the oneness, we went through the exploration of that, which shifted, I think, a couple of years ago. We were going through the oneness and learning what oneness was, and then now we're in unity consciousness, and what we're being shown, I think, is unity consciousness is love. And unity consciousness is connection, and the connection is all around us. And if we want to just tune into that person or whatever, we can be that alchemist, and we can jump in and out of fields in that sphere of love. Whereas if we had barricades and protection and all that sort of stuff, we're still going to be coming from a very limiting place of I, ego, or bias intentions. So it's a very different way to navigate the fields etherically, if that's what we're doing, or even just in our humanness. It's a big
Yes.
dealio. Hello.
We have a new friend.
Hello.
I'm loving this new format.
Open mic.
Ljiljana.
Ljiljana. Yeah, make it simple. Ljiljana. Hello.
Hi,
Nice to
I'm
meet
Todd. This is Sasha. This is Michael.
you.
Hello,
Hi, nice
Ljiljana.
to meet you. Nice to
Pleasure.
meet you, everybody.
Pleasure to have you here.
Yes, it's 2 a.m. for me. I'm over in Europe, but somehow I'm awake. And thank you for having me. I have been having this nagging feeling in my head that I should talk to you. You need to talk to Todd. You need to talk to Todd. And then I just caught your video now. So I think there is something that needs to get exchanged. I don't know.
That's beautiful. Well, is there anything that you'd like to put on the table, ask us, the audience, to say anything, or anything that you would like to do that resonates with you right now?
Well, I would like to share two things about love and about Earth. I do astrology and I do shamanism. So with astrology, Uranus is in Taurus now, and it's staying for the next 7 years. So Taurus is ruled by Venus, and that's love. So we need to change the whole paradigm. So the last 7 years, we've been awakening on the personal level, and it's like, I'm having this like love affair with the cosmos, right? And it's downloading into the individual. And now it's kind of like in Taurus, and Taurus is land. It's the country where you live. It's the planet. It's everybody.
Mm.
And we don't know how to do it. And the Uranus is change. So we kind of have to figure it out. And Venus is joining Uranus tomorrow. So Venus is going to show us, we will get a simple window to see how we can kind of plug our weirdness into the like love field of the Earth, because we have a field now.
Yeah.
And I had a vision that I wanted to share, which was like, it was about the individual's awakening, right? And now it's like Earth has like a new resource, and that's the community of awakened people, and we are her resource. And now she's like, okay, they notice like the last 7 years, like they know what's going on, and now I can communicate with them, and let me see what I can do with my seeds now. We are seeds. And how to connect them, where to put them, how to network them, how to put them in groups, and see what I can do with them.
Wow. And may I ask you, what is your last name?
Letic.
Letic. Okay, just like it says, just in case.
Yeah.
So I like that. I like that resource. I also like that term seed. We've heard star seeds for so long.
Yeah.
Maybe now we've transformed to earth seeds.
Yes, we are. We are half human, half divine now, hopefully, right? We are not the same with people we used to be 7 years ago, right?
No.
No.
Not even close.
Right.
No, I don't want anything to do with that fellow from 7 years ago. What do you think, Michael? What do you think of our beautiful new friend here?
Oh, I love it. That we're rewriting the book of love. That's it. But,
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
I mean,
it's
call it what
rewriting
you will.
us.
Yes, it is.
Love is rewriting us.
That's
Love
so
is
well
really
said. Yeah, totally.
Perfect. Perfect.
Always count on the divine feminine to pull our asses out of the fire. It's
I
the
have
same.
been working with a lot of divine feminine the last 3 years, been coaching the divine feminine, and you gotta push, well, now it's not time to push. Now it's like just the time to allow the old frequency to fall away, because you know what's happening to this full moon is the last like scorpionic energy. We had a lot of heavy Scorpio in the last 10 years, in the last decade. So this full moon, like finish line, we're done with Scorpio. Yeah.
Whoa, that's what I'm feeling. Whoa. Whoa.
You can let it go, like
Wow.
a decade of, like dark BS.
Yep.
I don't
I
know
mean,
anything
yeah.
about the horoscopes, but that sounded really good to me. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure there's 10 other modalities or 10,000 other modalities that are saying the same thing. You know, there's just, that's it.
Yeah, if you go through your pictures or notes or whatever you were doing the last 10 years, like transforming, transmuting, releasing, letting go, rebirthing. And now we're like, it's still like clearing the basement, but we're done. Like we're in Taurus. We have 5 things in Taurus now. It's the opposite of Scorpio. Like here's the beginning of the new.
So what happens if you're a Taurus in this? Because I'm a Taurus.
Oh, it's going to be a big year for you.
Great. It's already been a huge year.
Yeah, the next year for you from now to your next birthday, big year.
Yeah.
The coming out party and the coming out and the collective coming out party.
Yeah. Yeah. And we can talk about these things openly now. See, like we understand each other perfectly.
Yeah.
True.
So I think we should celebrate.
Yeah, totally. I mean, Taurus is all about beauty and is all about love, and it's all about nurturing and home and earth. So it's a beautiful place to be, especially for Mother Gaia. You know, that earth energy. 5 planets in that. That's pretty amazing.
But what's going on with money, if you don't mind me asking? Like, do you feel unstable or?
Are you talking to me personally?
Yeah, because you're Taurus, you probably feel it more than most.
Yeah, I'm good. I feel good. I'm not in that freak out mode that I used to have. I did a good clearing of that one at the end of this year, at the end of last year, where I really had to purify and clean, like all that stuff came up, all the abundance stuff came up, ready to sort of shift. But I think that happened for a lot of us, because again, that abundance represents the masculine, doesn't it? It represents support. So as we go into balancing that internal masculine, we've got to look at, well, do I feel supported? Am I supported? And if not, the universe is screaming at me personally and saying, well, this is where you're not supported. This is where you're not supported. Have a look at that. Look what your fridge is doing. My fridge was freezing everything. And for me, it was a perfect analogy. It was like, what? It's freezing everything. It's like the fridge is the abundance and it's freezing everything. So it was beautifully symbolic. And I had to look at all these things and take them apart personally. Yeah, I sort of have a beautiful innate trust now that I'm completely taken care of and I'm looked after. And I hope that others can start to feel that way in this collective field, because that's really what the Divine Mother is asking us to do, is she's asking us to trust. Remember that all is imperfection and we are completely taken care of. And then the masculine can sort of relax and be held by her in that. So,
hallelujah.
Yeah. Right.
Well, I love that you asked that question. I know it was meant for her because of the Taurus insight, being more sensitive. But I've actually been feeling this for a number of days. In a general way that we have to, not have to, but that we will walk away from these patriarchal templates, design, the financial market, all the different entities, institutional things. You know what I'm talking about. Now, so as I started to get this on a personal level, I noticed over the last, 2 weeks that contributions really slowed down. And in the past, I would have gotten not freaked out about it because I've been through it a lot. I've been through enough of it. But I would have started to push the patriarchal, false masculine buttons of control. And I remember talking to Sasha about this, and I've been through it with Michael. But it didn't happen. And exactly what you said about allowing the divine masculine energy to relax, take a breath, and trust, and also disengaging that, the affected feminine from being, from enabling it and expecting it. You know what I mean? Expecting his role in the old matrix, which no longer exists. So it's but I'm actually seeing this not just in my field, but in others as well, and it's real interesting. For some reason, I'm able to pick up on these things. I guess because I sit in this chair, but I saw this happening about 2 weeks before this 2-week period. There was a 2-3 week period where people were wanting to be on the show before Morgan got back. So I was handling the scheduling, and it was very much, and I didn't take it personal, it was very much agenda oriented with a financial motivation. Like, I got to make money. I could almost see it. I'll come on the show, I'll get a few calls, but I watched it go away now. And we're like in this lull. And I think that's going to be one of the things that maybe surfaces after this period of Scorpio leaving, and the full moon coming, which, by the way, which makes us feel really good here. And I just have to share this. The full moon is at 11:11 in Hawaii.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So we feel like that's a good sign. But yeah, thank you for letting me speak. And I think that was a great question. Do you have another one?
Hey, I'm going to have to get off. My battery's going to run out. So if you see me disappear, thank you.
Nice to put a face to you, Michael.
Oh,
and,
likewise,
and a
Sasha.
voice and a person.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to stay in. I'm going to stay here until the battery just runs out. So.
There was a couple of commentary. Just got to pass them on. We want to include everybody. And it was, let's see, Paul. When she was talking about the horoscope thing, he said, we always say soulgasm. He says, I'm having a horosgasm. I thought it was funny. And then Sasha has an admirer on here somewhere. You are his ascension crush. Somebody said.
Okay.
If anyone in the Zoom audience, we still got about 20 minutes. We can go another 20 minutes. Give me a 10-minute break before the next show.
Call in Avanya.
Let's see.
She's amazing.
Let's see if she's here. Yeah, anyone in the Zoom room wants to come in? Just put it up in the chat. Ivania is on YouTube. So anyone that's on YouTube that's watching that wants to come in, go to my page about 3 posts down, or go in the comments of the last post, and you'll see the link to come in the Zoom room, and then just let us know in the chat that you want to come on. So Michael, before your battery runs out, any reflection here?
No. I'm just keeping it as still and as centered as possible. I really don't have a lot of words these days. The energy exchange for me is just presence.
Yeah.
Just holding space with people, holding space with myself. being as gentle as possible and as centered as possible, not getting out of balance. Yeah, because I know, I feel it and I see it. So
Very good.
Can I add something about the fox? Because I work with medicine and medicinal animals, totem animals. So seeing a fox is probably very significant. Fox always has plan B and C and D and E, and fox does not get stuck at anything. It's very quick energy, just like it's fire, just like this color, orange.
Yeah.
Fox is fire, so maybe implementing some fire in your feel, let all the Scorpio energy of the past burn and just move. Fox is like foo, never hungry. Fox is never hungry. He's always fulfilled and always has a lot of plans.
I like that.
I will do that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Time for a bonfire.
Yeah.
A full moon bonfire.
In Scorpio.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
You're
so
welcome.
much. All right. Well, I'm just going to officially sign off and before I disappear.
All right.
Thank you all.
See you later,
Great
Michael.
to meet you, Michael.
Okay.
So,
Bye for now.
somebody in the Zoom room raised their hand. It might have been, okay, here we got another one. But somebody else had raised their hand in the Zoom room, and I asked if you wanted to come in. Just letting you know, just put it in the chat. Denise Tropea is going to come on. And I believe your name is pronounced, I had it in my head, Ljiljana.
Ljiljana, yes, Lily.
But the J is a Y? Is the J a Y?
Yeah, it's Slavic, it's Serbian language. Yeah, Ljiljana.
Okay, let me bring in Denise. Here she is. Never met her before. This is what it's all about. And let me get Michael. Hello. Denise.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing great. The first time I saw you was with Anastasia. That's the first time I saw one of your videos. I've been following her for a while now. Wow, what a road it has been.
Yeah.
I feel like it's all the last 3 months. It's like the tip of, the volcano just ready to just erupt. And it has. And in this process, and it has been for me about 12 years, the last 3 months, I have had unbelievable people coming to me. And I think why I have had these masters, people of a higher dimension, come to me to give me the reassurance that I'm not going crazy. I'm not, all those doubts that we have in our head, to get me to where my special purpose is. So I've been learning so much, and it's just part of my journey of where I'm here, why I'm here, where I am now in my life. And it's just incredible. Like I said, tomorrow night we're going, have our full moon meditation. It is going to be unbelievable. That's for sure. Because this is such a powerful full moon with the Scorpio. And, I've had all this, these readings before. It's like it all just comes together. Like, this is it now. It's just all coming together for me to come to my higher dimension and to me to be where I need to be on this journey because of everything I've been through.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. It's a pleasure to meet you. It really is.
Thank you. Yeah.
And where are you located?
I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Ah, Las Vegas, Nevada. Sin City. Keep me out of there.
Yeah, really. I stay far away, though, far away from the Strip. But I'm originally from New York, New Jersey area. That's where my roots are. Yeah. And but yeah, it's been incredible, for me with my life and being in the medical field for over 35 years and getting out, knowing that I had to get out because I just was not aligned anymore, could not do that anymore, have to be in my own place, with my health and wellness center that I'm going to be opening along with all the people that I have met. And this is where I'm at right now.
Do you know? Oh my God, this is so awesome! I'm getting tingles everywhere. It's all about collaboration. Do you know Grace Palomino?
No, but you never know. In this town, it's only a couple degrees of separation.
Well, Grace Palomino and her beloved are aligned with a group of people that are putting together the same thing you are.
Okay.
She's very connected, so you'll get along just fine, and you'll know another crazy person. You know, but she's that talks.
She's here in town, right?
Yeah,
You said? Okay.
Yeah,
I'll look her up.
she's in Vegas. Grace Palomino, and if you get stuck on that, just send me a message, and
Okay.
or Morgan, because if it comes to me, I might not get to it, but I'll connect you with her. But you should be able to find her, Grace Palomino. Just tell her I suggested it, but yeah.
No, that's fine. Yeah, usually I can. In this town, I've been here almost 27 years. So, in this town, everybody knows everybody, but it's just amazing. The people that I have met now, it has just really gotten to me to where I need to be right now. And everything I'm learning is, just putting it all together.
Let's do this. Let's go. I really think that's an alignment with you and Grace. I really do. It's just my gut feeling. And since I'm a man, I'm just getting used to the intuition now that y'all have been, I had to tell you. But, so I have an idea. If it resonates, if it doesn't, well, why don't we go around the horn, and we'll start with Sasha and go to Ljiljana and then Denise, and just do whatever you want to do. Tap into your team. Tell us anything you want to tell us. Channel, light language, song and dance, whatever you want to do. I mean,
Classic Todd.
Show us.
Party trick.
I think part of this coming out collectively is sharing. Is transmitting that communion that we all have with the universe, and sharing that to the it's new. There's no directions here. It's just a suggestion. Sasha, if you feel like starting or doing anything.
Beautiful.
Or not doing
Yeah. Well, something was coming up just to share before that. I mean, I'm happy to bring Kia ora through and do a little bit of light language with you guys. That would be an honor. But that what has been happening over the last couple of weeks has been really interesting, because my clientele is normally women, and the amount of men that have been stepping up and been saying, and it's all the same thing. There's something in the way of my heart. I have commitment issues and I need to unblock. And within the session, that's actually what ends up happening. Their identities get unblocked and they go back to love. And so beingness to that has been so divinely beautiful, because afterwards I get to see the light beings working on them, and the light that comes through them that hasn't been allowed to come through for lifetimes over lifetimes over lifetimes. And it's a deep honor to be witnessing this right now at this time. So yeah, I just wanted to share that because I just thought it was relevant to what we were talking about. Yeah. And okay, I'll do a little bit of Kia ora. Just let me just tune in for a second. Tia nyor atien or okoi imbur anyai. Varnyar or anai or imbur antier kun in irfur atian ir kun ai. Vian etian tor imbur anyai ekoro umbinai. Deya nor atian urakai. Via nor atienaro ko himbaro ko nyenara. Tinaro ko himbato nyare konai. Di hiamura kian or afur ate. Viat denier enoro kom. Viat oatinanyar iengur at. viat tetian or amborakien vian or ham kokitil for a kind min der kin in opatian onai han yor anyar iatur kohin uratain rakambor inurokon intayon teniar ian or or ai vian tian konyar iatorompo. So I'm hoping that you guys felt that, and the message that came through with that was that we do not have to be warriors of love anymore. And this time is about cracking open so that we can understand our grace within all, and that now this is the time to release control. As I look at the control key on my keyboard and come back into the essence of love, which is in the divine unity field consciousness of the mother. And that is all, and so much more.
So it is. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ljiljana?
Thank you, Sasha. My heart is beating. It's opened. It has opened. I would like to share first an information, and I would like to just facilitate a simple meditation. But first, I want to say that it's been very difficult for everybody, for all the light workers. But now it's starting to feel like we can make it to the other side and have our wholeness. We can have unions of the divine feminine and the divine masculine. Even though it still feels hard, they are opening their hearts now. So it is not a mental awakening, it is the heart awakening that will just delete the frequency of struggle and pain. So love will be stronger than the suffering. It's just like a Taurus energy will be coming from the heart. And I think that will open the gate for wholeness, divine masculine and feminine together, and also wholeness with our souls from previous lifetimes when we were priestesses and priests, and when we were in different civilizations, in different star systems. The wholeness that is happening has not been witnessed on Earth before. So more wholeness than we can imagine. We are bigger souls than we know. So I think that's what's coming. And now I would just like to share my energy and just guide a simple meditation. So if we can just become aware that we are part of a big universe, and that the universe is aware of us and it communicates to us. And if we just focus on our heart, we can feel the presence of the universe and the love it has for us. And this love comes as light, as electromagnetic waves, as solar flares. So if we just try to visualize them and see the incoming light streaming towards us, through us, and down into the earth. We will remember it is the same fire. Earth is made of fire on the inside. The core of the earth is living fire. And it remembers the sky, it remembers the stars, it remembers everything. So these two fires can mix now and they can communicate. And the volcano energy is very present. So the core of the earth wants to communicate with the incoming light just by bursting open and saying hello, and making reconnecting the network, the Wi-Fi with the universe that was off for quite a while. And if we can just see the fire in the earth and the fire in the sky is the same thing. And the fire of our spirit is just a little spark that belongs to that big fire. Then we can remember it's all one thing. And that's my share.
Thank you. Denise?
Well, the first thing that comes to my mind is harmonizing our heart and our brain. When we harmonize both, that's when all the magic happens. We just can't have one without the other. We connect the two. It then leads us to our creativity, our purpose, our wholeness. And when we're disconnected, well, we know what happens because we know what the human condition is. And as we align ourselves with our heart and our mind, we are able to have that direct route to our subconscious, to the true love, the power that's inside of us. And once we tap into that potential and that power, and we can connect with our fellow human, then we will make a difference in this world, because we need to have that whole vibration rising up at the same time. So that's where it's harmonizing both, doing our meditation on our chest. And Greg Braden is someone that I listen to quite often, and learned a lot of this from him as well, the science and spirituality as it comes together. And how when we put our hands over our chest and really bridge ourselves with our heart chakra, and how powerful it really is, more powerful than our mind. The love and gratitude is there. And this is what we're experiencing now, and have to help others experience the same thing.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies. Thank you for honoring us with your presence and sharing space with us, all three of you. Wow, what a great job. What a great job I had.
And we didn't even plan this. This was impromptu.
I've been saying it.
Right. I just woke up.
Yeah. To keep adding frequencies to an ever-expanding vibration. That's what we try to be, a mirror of the universe here at Soulogy. And it's not me or Morgan or us. It's everyone, every single person. And so, with all humility, I'm just very proud to be here today. So, thank you. Thank you, Michael Van Patten. Thank you, Sasha. Thank you, Ljiljana and Denise. Hope to see y'all again.
Thank you
Sasha,
so much.
Thank you.
Sasha,
Thank you, Thought.
Yes, you're very welcome. Thank you for stepping up.
Yeah.
Sasha, I will listen in the next couple of days. It'll happen when it's meant to happen. I got you. Yeah.
It was a pleasure to meet you all.
Yeah.
Pleasure to
Yeah,
meet
you
you.
too.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. We got Courtney back in 10 minutes, and it's probably going to end up being on YouTube. I have a feeling, but just look for the post. Thank you. See y'all. Bye-bye.